सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर्गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहं परित्यज्य मौनं वठादस्थितिं च व्रजन् भारतस्य प्रदेशात् प्रदेशं मधुस्यन्दिवाचा जनान् धर्ममार्गेण यन् श्रीजयेन्द्रो गुरुर्भाति चित्ते नमामः शङ्करान् वाक्यविजयेन्द्रसरस्वतीं श्रीगुरुं शिष्टमार्गानुनेतारम् सन्मतिप्रदं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्. So in the third chapter, Arjuna is asking Shri Krishna, "Hey Krishna, tell me one thing, whether I should take to karma or sannyasa. Because when I do karma, I will get more punyam and papam. And when I get more punyam and papam, it is going to give me more janma. So it is not a sreshtham, because janma is samsara." For that, Krishna is arguing, "Hey Arjuna, a person, just because he has taken up the ashrama of sannyasa, by doing nothing, he will not achieve the nishkama karma status. Naishkarmyam purushoshnute." And he even says, those people who attempt sannyasa as an ashrama without doing anything, any physical action, if they are filled with mental activities, they are mithyacharaha, they are hypocrites. Mithyacharasa uchyate karmendriyani samyamya ya aste manasasmaran. I'm not, I'm doing Ekadashi Upavasam. It is like that monkey doing Ekadashi Upavasam. Monkey will not eat, but his thought will be with food. Right? So, Krishna condemns those people as mithyacharins, as hypocrites. And he even says, Sharira yatra pichate. Hey, in Shloka number 8, I think we have seen till Shloka number 7. Yasmindriyani manasa niyamya rabhate arjuna karmendrehi karmayogam asaktasya vishishyate visa. And in 8 Shloka, he says, Niyatam guru karmatvam karmajyayo hyakarmanaha sharira yatra pichate na prasidhyet akarmanaha. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. Hey Arjuna, you do karma that has to be done. Niyatam, niyati. What is niyati? As a rule. As a rule, you do karma. You take to sannyasa everything as an exception. Right. As a rule, your pravritti is to do karma. It is not only for Arjuna, it is for all of us. Our pravritti is to do karma, right? Dog irukku. As a rule, the dog will bark. When you train the dog not to bark, it is an exception. I have a snake. As a rule, the snake will bite. When I train the snake will not bite. Right. So everything as a rule, the general quality, niyatam, niyati, nature, natural. You do karma because it is natural for you. Why do you want to mess up with nature? There are people who have taken up to the sannyasa ashrama, but it comes with practice. It does not come with just 1 minute. It takes janmas of practice for a person to do, for a person to take up the ashrama of sannyasa. So, this is in fact the first definition of karma yoga. I do karma because it is natural for me. I speak. Why do I speak? Because it is natural for me. I eat. Why do I eat? Because it is natural for me. Fire burns. Why should a fire burn? Because it is natural for the fire. Water cools things. Why should water cool things? Because it is natural for water. The inherent quality is defined by this word niyatam. It is inherent in quality. பசுமாடுன்னா அமைதியா இருக்கும். நெருப்புனா சுடும். தண்ணினா ஜில்லுன்னு இருக்கும். சூரியன் தப்பிப்பார். Why should we say all these things? Because they are niyati of fire, niyati of a cow, niyati of water, niyati of sun. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. So you also do karma because it is your niyati. When we do karma with that attitude in mind, it becomes a karma yoga. Karmajyayo hya karmanaha. Hey Arjuna, for karma is always superior to not doing karma. Karmaha jyayo hi akarmanaha. Akarmanaha is not doing any physical action, but having a longing for that physical action. Why Krishna says is that karma is natural for me. So physically, if I don't do any karma, my mind will always be longing for that karma because that is my nature. It is very hard to change our nature, right? So Swami Dayananda Saraswati Swamiji tells a story. He tells a story for a different thing, but you can take that story for here as well. Apparently, there is a person who's a little bit mentally disturbed, and for some reason, he thinks that he is a worm, WORM, worm. That is his nature. For some reason, that is his nature. He goes to doctor and doctors tries lots of treatment and nothing works. So doctor says, hey, you have to come in and be with us as an inmate. So this person was in the facility for about 1 year, where every day he will be taught, okay, you are not a worm, you are a human being. You are not a worm, you are a human being. You are not a worm, you are a human being. So every day this was taught to him. And after 1 year, the doctor says, okay, hey, patient, now you seem to be okay. They do lots of tests. This person says, I am not a worm, I am a human being. I am not a worm, I am a human being. So he was fine. You can leave. So this person is coming, the doctor and this person is coming at the gate. And this person got so scared. The doctor is asking, hey, why are you so scared? He says, hey, there is a eagle. Okay, so what? Do you know what is the food of eagle? Ask that person. The doctor says, no, all these small worms, etc. But you are not a worm, right? You are a human being. The person says, hey, doctor, I know that I am the human being. But does that eagle know I am a human being? Eagle does not know, right? Eagle will still think I am one. This is called as nature, right? So you cannot suddenly change nature. Whatever the amount of exercise, just like this person, physically, outwardly he has changed or he seems that he has changed. But internally, he still believes that he is one. The same way, I'm not going to do any karma. I can tie my hand, I can tie my leg, but I cannot tie my mind. That is why he says karmajyayo hya karmana. Unless you get to that mental maturity, do karma. Do karma. What is the attitude with which you do karma will change. Before studying Bhagavad Gita, you will be doing the same karma with a different attitude. But after studying Bhagavad Gita, you will be continuing the same karma. Studying Bhagavad Gita will not help you to escape from your karma. Studying Bhagavad Gita will not help you to escape from your problems. Studying Bhagavad Gita will help you to learn to live with your problems without complaining. Karmajyayo hya karmanaha. Krishna gives an example here, Arjuna. Sharira yatra pichate na prasidhyet akarmanaha. Even if you want to maintain your body, you have to do karma, right? I need to go eat. When you want to eat, you have to go bhavati bhikshandehi. That is a karma. Going and begging for alms is a karma. Eating is a karma. I have to take the food, put it in my mouth. I have to go search for water source. Everything is karma, Arjuna. So you can never escape from karma. But what you can do is, because karma is niyatam, karma is your nature, you will be doing karma, but you can change the attitude with which you do karma. The first attitude, the first definition of karma yoga, Krishna is going to say in the next shloka. यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तः सङ्गः समाचरः. Hey Arjuna, you do same karma as an yajna. What is an yajna? As an offering to Bhagavan. Very important definition of karma yoga. I told you before Bhagavad Gita study, after Bhagavad Gita study, the nature of your karma is not going to change. The attitude with which you do karma will change. What is the attitude with which we have to do karma? Our regular karma is yajna, as an offering to Bhagavan. Normally, we think when we say yajna, having a fire pit, offering ghee, offering fruits, that is yajna. No. Our day to day action is yajna. Not only sacred action, but also secular action. That is why I say, according to our Sanatana Dharma, we do not have the separation of secular versus sacred. For us, every blessed thing is sacred karma. You are going to office. Krishna says that is a puja to Bhagavan. Yajnarthat karmanon yatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Going to office is a puja for Bhagavan. That is why நமக்கு work is worship. செய்யும் தொழிலே தெய்வம்னுலாம் நம்ம சொல்றோம். ஏன் சொல்றோம்? Because that is a puja to Bhagavan. You are born. You are born in a certain varna, certain ashrama. You have been assigned a certain duty for that particular varna and ashrama. Do that duty that belongs to that particular varna and ashrama. That is a puja for Bhagavan. You don't have to sit in a place, pour water over Shivalinga, do Nevedya. That is puja. No question about it. But that is not the only way to do puja. Do your duty. That is puja. As an offering to Bhagavan. That is puja. That is why for Ayudha Puja, a person who sweeps, Ayudha Puja is going to come. Navaratri Ayudha Puja, they are coming. What do we do there? A person who sweeps will have the jadu, will have the velakamaru, and then he does puja to that velakamaru. A sweeper will do puja to his equipment. A person who stitches chappal will be placing chappal in the altar and then he will be praying for because for him chappal is Bhagavan. For the other person, the Jadu, the Velakamar is Bhagavan. Because that is his duty. Right? That is his job. And Bhagavan says, Yajnarthat karmanonyatra. Hey Arjuna, whatever the action you do, it has to be dharmic action. That is there. Right? I cannot go steal and then put my patakati and then worship that as Bhagavan. You are going to get papam. It is there. But whatever dharmic action that you are doing, even though it is so-called secular action, that is Bhagavan, that is karma yoga. When you do the same action as karma, you are going to get punya papa. When you do the same action as an offering to Bhagavan, that is going to give you chitta shuddhi. And chitta shuddhi will lead to jnana, that will lead to moksha. Yajnartat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. If you do not do your karma as an offering to Bhagavan, if you do not do karma as an yajna, karma bandhanaha, you will be bound by the actions of those karma. What is meant by binding by the actions of karma? You will get punyam and papam. When you get punyam and papam, you are going to get swarga naraga and other janma. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. That is why Arjuna tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sanga samacharaha. Hey Arjuna, that is why you do karma without having an attachment towards the karma phala. Without having an attachment towards the karma phala. Why? Because everything is an offering for Bhagavan. When I offer something to Bhagavan, I will not ask back, right? I go to a temple, I wanted to say give 500 rupees or I wanted to do Pal Abhishekam to Bhagavan. I have bought like 500 liters of milk. I gave it to the Kurukal. The Kurukal did the Abhishekam of 500 liter Pal. I will not ask him, okay, give me the milk. Give me back the milk. Will I ask? I will not ask. Because it is offering. Because it is an offering to Bhagavan. In fact, that is called as an yajna. Right? What is yajna? It is a sacrifice. Namama, namama, agnaye swaha, agnaye namama, somaya swaha, somaya namama, Vishnave swaha, Vishnave namama, Rudraya pasupataye swaha, Rudraya pasupataye namama. I say swaha, on to this I offer. Idam na mama. This is not mine. This is yours. So when I offer karma as an yajnam to Bhagavan, Vishnave Swaha, whatever the karma that I do, I offer that to you, Bhagavan. Kayena vacha manasendriyairva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai Narayanaya iti samarpayami. Narayanaya swaha. It has to be followed by this Tyagavakyam. What is that? Narayanaya idanna mama. Whatever I do because of this karma, it is for Narayana. Idanna mama. This is not mine. When I say this is not mine, this is not mine, this is not mine, I offer all the punyam and papam because of that karma to Bhagavan as well. I offer the karma to Bhagavan. I offer the phalam of that karma to Bhagavan as well. Because I don't have the any phalam. Because I have offered the phalam to Bhagavan. Because I do not have any attachment with the phalam of that karma. I will not get any punyam and papam. Because punyam and papam will go to Bhagavan. Bhagavan will suffer or not, I don't care. But I will not suffer. It will not come to me. And when I don't have any punyam and papam, I will be a mukta. Every sacred activity, every secular activity is an yajna. We all have to do yajna. Shastra talks about lots of different yajnas. Please don't think only having a big fire, only this people Brahmana, only an Agnihotri, only an Yajna Dikshita can do yajna. No, we all are doing yajna currently. We all are doing yajna currently. In fact, Krishna is going to say, Swadhyaya yajna. He will say, we all are studying scriptures. This is an yajna. Cleaning your house is an yajna. Going to office is an yajna. Making money is an yajna. Eating food is an yajna. That is why right from waking up unto sleep we have mantras. समुद्रवसने देवी पर्वतस्तनमण्डले विष्णुपत्नी नमस्तुभ्यं पादस्पर्शं क्षमस्व मे. When you wake up, when you keep your leg into the ground for the first time of the day, it is an yajna. We have a shloka. Cleaning your teeth, brushing your teeth, there is a shloka. Taking bath, there is a shloka. When I take bath, my clothes will be wet, right? I have to take off water from my clothes. It is an yajna. There is a shloka for that. My hair is wet. I have to drain all the water from my hair. There is a shloka for that. Before eating, I chant a shloka. Before sleeping, I chant a shloka. Before going to work, I chant a shloka. Before drinking coffee, I chant a shloka. Everywhere we chant shlokas. Everywhere, people will be asking, hey, why are you be like this always? Always doing something to chanting some shloka. You don't have fun enough. For us, everything, having fun itself is an yajna. Having fun itself is an yajna for us. We attach divinity to each and every blessed thing. If you just think about it, we attach divinity to each and every blessed thing. That is why all of our karma becomes yajna. All the karma that we do, it automatically becomes yajna. And when we do karma like that, there is no punyam and papam for you. See how much glorious our tradition is. Whatever you do, there is a divinity attached to it because you are divine. And whatever you do, it is going to either help people, those people are divine. How do we get this attitude of doing as everything as a puja to Bhagavan, yajna as Bhagavan? Only when we think if the receiver is divine as well. I go, somebody is asking for, hey, can you give me directions for this? I give them direction. Shastra says that has to be done as an yajna. Okay, I do that as an yajna. I have that as an yajna. I do that with attitude as yajna. How will I know? How will I get that attitude? When I think that the other person is a personification of Bhagavan. What is yajna? Puja to Bhagavan, right? When I do puja in my house, I will be doing, okay, here is your seat. Here is water for your legs. Here is water for your hands. Here is water for your mouth. I do abhishekam. I help you. In the same way, the person who is standing in the road asking for direction, that is Bhagavan. When I help him, that is a puja for Bhagavan. So where do I get, how do I develop that attitude? Telling that, okay, everything is yajna is easy, but to bring that in practice, we have to develop the attitude that everything surrounding me is Bhagavan. Only when I have that attitude, I can convert whatever I do as an yajna. I'm going in the road, there is a banana peel. I'm walking in the road, there is a banana peel. I have to clean that banana peel. Shastra says that is an yajna. Why? Because what will I be thinking when I clean that banana peel? Hey, somebody will be coming. They will be tripping on that banana peel. They are embodiment of divinity. Will do you want your Bhagavan to fall? You will not want your Bhagavan to fall. So I am helping Bhagavan by removing the banana peel. That is the attitude with which we will be doing things. So when we, when we think that whatever I do is yajna, automatically comes with the corollary that whoever is the receiver of my action is Bhagavan. Because whatever I do, puja, yajna, who is the receiver? Bhagavan. Right. So whenever I do any sacred activity, the receiver is Bhagavan. So the same thing you will have to apply here as well. Whatever the secular activity I do, when I do it as an yajna, that automatically assumes that the receiver of my action is Bhagavan. So you will start to see Bhagavan everywhere. Previously, I saw Bhagavan in my house, in my puja room. I saw Bhagavan in a temple. But now, because I am doing Karma Yoga, and what is Karma Yoga? Yajnarthat karma. Doing all the karma as an yajna. Now I see Bhagavan everywhere. Because everywhere it is going to be receiver of my actions. My action is going to affect lots of people. Whoever my action is going to affect, they all are Bhagavan. So you will develop a sacred attitude. You will develop a divine attitude towards each and every blessed thing surrounding you. When you develop that attitude, do you think you will ever harm them? Do you think, whatever the actions that you are doing will cause harm to them? Even if the action is harmful, you will say, no, 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 no. He is Bhagavan. I will not do. That is called as Karma Yoga. Here Krishna says, with this we will finish today's class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om